never seen him before. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh my God! KO in midair.
Okay, so today we're gonna look at some races that I played during the classic series, the current multiplayer season in Asphalt 9. So you can see I was unranked before this because I wanted to save the first race for a lot of you guys, and yesterday I didn't really have a lot of time because it started at night, so people need sleep anyways, you know. So this is the classic multiplayer season. The 1v1 season recently ended. There will be a new clip about that, so stay tuned for it. It will come out soon. In this first race, we go to Shanghai, and the track is Nanjing Stroll. We are facing, according to what you see here, actually you could tell that these players that you see here, they are beginners. Because beginners are the only group of people in the game who use cars that have rank below 1000. So in this race, you are facing a whole bunch of beginners using a below 1000, two of them using below 1000 BMW Z4 LCI E89. Just in case you don't know why I say BMW, go check out the other video about the Cadillac XTS multiplayer test in Asphalt 8. So you're facing two below 1000 BMWs and one near, which I believe is stock Camaro LT, or is it 1-star? I'm not sure. So in this race, I'm using a Lancer Evolution, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. The starter's car in Asphalt 9 is I just chose it for significance because it's my first race. I'm just gonna use the first car. Why not? So in this race, if you are noticing that on my left side, on the left side of my screen, there are a lot of driver 88 something wrecked, and don't mind because those are the small beginner mistakes, because Shanghai is not a very easy variant to race on. There are some divisions like in the beginning of the race where beginners just wreck because they don't know the variant of the track. And for those of you who are playing Asphalt 8 and watching this, why can't they just practice in quick solo race mode? Well, there's no such mode in Asphalt 9. You have to learn all these modes through career, learn all these tracks, variants and shortcuts through career, and gaining experience through multiplayer. That's the only way you can get some insights through the game. So here I mess up because the handling's bad. Yeah, but it goes all well because the three other people here are absolute beginners. They can't catch up. They're going to finish the race 10 seconds later than even me, I say. So in this race, they come in second place, just behind the DSE 10s, which is like seriously the most spam car in the entire game. And I believe that I did say that we are facing a bunch of beginners, and this race, I was wrong. It's not everyone else was beginners. The DSE 10s wasn't because it was over 1000. So sorry for that mistake. So next race we came in second next to the DSE 10s. One of the below 1000 BMWs disconnected. So yeah. In the next race we're gonna use a Chevrolet Camaro LT. Also Golden Max. I managed to Golden Max quite a number of cars already. So the Chevrolet Camaro LT is one of them. I do realize the handling is still quite bad. The nitrous efficiency is on par with the Lancer. Top speed is actually better than the DSE 10, so if you drive it well, you can take advantage of its top speed on top speed oriented tracks like the Himalayas, which does include a bit of drifting, but it's mainly focused on top speed because there are a whole bunch of ramps. So yeah. In this race, you are facing Golden Max, Dodge Challenger 392 Hemi-Scat Pack, two Golden Max DSE Tensors, which are so extremely common in multiplayer. They are the most used cars. And fun fact, one of the most used cars in previously used in Platinum League, one of the most used cars previously in Platinum League, the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport, was nerfed to B class. The Grand Sport was originally in A class. It was nerfed back to B class because it was so overly used and people hated that because you can have a room just filled with Hobby Grand Sports. Like how a room can be completely filled with DSE Tensors, which is extremely possible. But you're not gonna nerf the DSE Tensor because B class is like the lowest class, right? So I plan to stop using the camera LT for the time being because I think it has some physics glitches. For example, when I fell into this water drainage pipe or something, I don't know what water is, this sewer or something, it turned to its side a little bit. So yeah, and as you can see, Osaka is a very technical track in the sense that there are a lot of turns and all of that, and that handling cars like the camera can't really survive because they'll lose speed quite a bit of speed when they drift, and well it's also very stiff to drift. And back there I did inverse barrel roll while going up that very curved bridge. I was an inverse barrel roll. That was not a glitch because there's a way to do it. It's the way you go up the barrel rolls, which can lead to an inverse roll. So in this place we come in 4th place behind a 392 Hemiscat pack and the 2 DSE Tensors, which I predicted that all 3 of them will win the first 3 spots because they're just using cars that's so much better. So GG to everyone who is featured in this video, and I hope you have a great time. And for me, I plan to golden max my DSE 10s soon. I mean golden max my Hemiscat pack soon. Sorry, my DSE 10 is already golden max. So and yes, I have a golden max DSE 10s. The good thing is that only from the rare D class cars onwards, only the rare D class cars and up, you will need epic import parts. All the uncommon D class cars do not require epics, which have the car's image on it. It only requires normal import parts and a few rare import parts, which are actually pretty easy to get. So this car is a really easy car to upgrade. It doesn't require import parts which cost like 6,000 trade coins each. If you want to get it another way that's only career, but they just give so little. So you can only find them in the Legend store, and you can only buy one at any one time. So in the best thing, here is in Scotland. This track is built for the good cars in the sense that if the car has horrible acceleration, it can't recover from wrecks and it can't accelerate on rough terrain, especially if the track starts on rough terrain. And if the car is bad handling or low speed, overall on the rough terrain they're drifting on because you can see there are lots of grass, lots of gravel, and very little paved roads. If you want to compare it to something like New York City or San Francisco, if any of you are interested to see those tracks, maybe I'll try to post some in the near future, I don't know. So in this race wasn't much of a problem getting the lead because it's the DSE 10s anyways. So you can see the nitrous efficiency is really good. The handling is really good for D-class car. Acceleration is, as shown in the beginning, although it's on slightly rough terrain, it's really good. And in this race, we come in 1st place with the Mazda Furai right on our tail at almost the last few seconds of the race. So we come in really close, like only half a second difference. So GG to that Mazda Furai, great skill. That driver that we saw just now, I forgot your name. So the next race that you're gonna see, firstly, the car I golden was the biggest mistake of my Asphalt 9. Well, the journey, what was the greatest mistake of my Asphalt 9 journey, and using it in the car was the greatest mistake in my Asphalt 9 multiplayer journey. So you'll see why in quite a bit. And this car has horrible acceleration, only 66, and horrible handling. And as fate has it, Scotland, as I say, is a very good car oriented track. And in the previous race we faced a Lamborghini Super Torreful Evo, and this race we are probably facing the same guy. I'm not so sure. I don't know why Super Torreful Evos got so popular recently. Maybe because they are from the previous Italian season, so people wanted to test whether they're actually good, and they are. They're pretty good actually. I saw a few Torreful Evos before. They do decently well. The Torreful Evo, I think that Golden Max its rank is about 3000, so it's pretty good. And here, someone with a shock and get you shock with the blast down. And since firstly Scotland is a very good car, good acceleration and good handling oriented track, and it has quite a bit of rough terrain, and thirdly our car has horrible acceleration and handling, we fall behind by a lot. Those players, they are still visible but on our mini map on the top left hand corner, but they're still pretty much outside, and we managed to pass these Lotus Elise here. And don't get me wrong, the Lotus Elise is a very good multiplayer weapon. Although its final speed is slow after upgrades, its acceleration is very good for D-Class car, handling is very good for D-Class car, Nitro is very good for D-Class car, overall performance is extremely extreme for D-Class car. So only the speed is its only weakness, and the rest is the least of everyone's concerns. And in this race we come in 7th place, and the Super Torreful Evo came in 3rd place. So yeah, the Super Torreful Evo is a pretty decent multiplayer car. I don't have it myself. So recently the European season started. Go check out my clip on it please. And the reason why I've only have 38 tokens left, I'd like to explain, because I spent those tokens on the Fort Shelby times 5 packs, which like cost 350 tokens each, and I at that time had 400 something tokens, I guess. So I just splurged it on the pack, hoping to unlock the Fort Shelby. Of course, wasn't that easy though, but at least I got like some Fort Shelby blueprints, and there were only 4 left to actually even like unlock the car. So Fort Shelby is one of the kings of the game, I say, other than the high rank D-Class cars, of course, kings of D-Class. So the Fort Shelby is one of them among the highest ranked D-Class cars, and including the 392 Henry Scat Pack and the DSE 10s and the Lotus Elise, which we passed at the previous race in Scotland. So for Nevada, although it looks like there's a lot of terrain, actually there isn't really. Most of it is actually paved roads, and back there we accidentally knocked down that Fort Shelby GG350R by pressing him against the wall. That was unintentional, I think. I'm sorry to whoever that is. So that was the Fort Shelby knockdown. And in this race, you should have realized you're facing another Super Torreful Evo. Actually, when I first saw the Super Torreful Evo and discovered it was D-Class, I was pretty disappointed, because all Lamborghini cars in the game of Asphalt 9, they are at least a B-Class car, I say. So I was pretty, I could say I was, you could say I was a little disappointed, because I expected all the Lamborghinis to be at least a decent B-Class car, but it wasn't. But it turns out the Super Torreful Evo is pretty decent. So that kind of shocked me. That kind of proved my hypothesis about the Super Torreful Evo wrong. He's the one who I accidentally bumped into at the last few moments of the race, and although I tried my best to get some airtime, I could not pass the Evo. And we came in 5th place. So this was the time where I got knocked down in the first time in 13 days, because the previous season was Ghost Slipstream, and in Ghost, any Ghost mode, you can't knock an opponent down, no matter how hard you try. If there's a knockdown in Ghost mode or Ghost Slipstream mode, the guy who knocked the other guy down is a hacker. Same goes for anyone who continuously uses a shockwave. Um, After you know how much it actually takes to create a shockwave, you can tell who are the shockwave hackers. Um, Other than that, not a lot of hackers actually exist in the game, and I will strongly encourage everyone not to hack because you can get reported for hacking. And yeah, I believe this is the last race of the clip, or the second last, I'm not so sure. I think it's the last race. So in this race, we are against our usual opponents, a Camero LT, a Lancer, other um other what was the name, DSE Kansas, and Lotus Elite. So yeah, basically those are the commonly seen in the lower leagues. So no surprise please, no, you don't be surprised because they're very commonly seen. Yeah, everywhere. So classic season, if gold season you can't knock anyone down, in classic season you can, and if in gold slipstream you can catch your opponent's slipstream tail to like get some nitrous. In classic season you can. Classic is just racing, as it at its simplest definition is just plain racing. That's all. And especially if you play as other games in the Asphalt series, you should know what knockdowns and all of that are. So I should not bother to explain. And for those of you who even found this clip, you should know what all of those are. So I should not bother to explain. And yeah. So and the 1v1 multiplayer season recently ended, so there'll be a clip out for that. I hope to make a clip because 1v1 is just so interesting because of the cars and horrible handling and all of that. And not much does happen. Nothing much happens here. We get a very good lead, becoming first place in this race. And yeah, just stay tuned for my 1v1 multiplayer video, and maybe an explanation video, a small one I can roll out hopefully soon. And yeah, as I said just now, in this race I come in first place. And for beginners, please do play multiplayer races. They give you a huge rep. Yes, and that's almost about it. So everyone have a great day, and I will see you in the next clip.